Hello, welcome to the channel. My name's Ian. Today's video is a question and answer, or an ask me anything if you like. I've got loads of questions ready to go, all about things from Newcastle to YouTube and other things too. So let's get into it. Okay, next question is from Geordie, and he says, as you live in Scarborough, what made you support Newcastle considering the club's in Yorkshire? So this is a question that gets asked quite often, and I have addressed it in previous videos, question and answer videos. I will do it again because I'm constantly getting new subscribers and people who maybe haven't seen those videos, which is absolutely fine. So yes, I do live in Scarborough. Obviously, I did a video a couple of weeks ago where I shot it around Scarborough. And I make no secret of the fact that's where I'm from. But basically, the reason that I support Newcastle and not Scarborough, not like a team in the Yorkshire or Scarborough, is because my entire family, including my parents, are from the North East. So my mum and dad are originally from the North East. My dad's been a Newcastle supporter all his life. He used to travel from Gateshead and watch Newcastle when he was a teenager, and that's how he started going. And yeah, he kind of he's just taken me. So obviously you kind of follow who your dad follows, don't you? A few people seem really obsessed with telling me that I don't have a Geordie accent, which is like, I know that. I've kind of realised I don't have that accent. That doesn't mean I'm not a Geordie. I feel like my roots are in the North East. I feel like my family are all from there. My extended family still live in the North East, in Northumberland. Some of them live in Washington. They're all Newcastle supporters, and so yeah, it's the family thing really. Lee Thompson, he said, on a kind of related note, he says, is there a sudden appearance of Leeds United fans that have crawled from under the woodwork since Leeds got promoted? Absolutely, and as you know, Leeds fans are really funny. Obviously live in Scarborough. Absolutely tons of Leeds fans in Scarborough, naturally kind of the closest big team, if you like, to Scarborough. And whenever Leeds do well, there is always a rise in Leeds shirts around the town. So yeah, since Leeds got promoted, I have seen a big increase in the number of Leeds shirts. I've seen Leeds flags. I've seen all sorts of things around the town. All the Leeds fans come crawling out of the woodwork. Okay, next question is from Lewis Bone Photography 123, and he says, can you shout me out on Lewis Bone on YouTube? Sorry, Lewis, I don't do shout-outs on YouTube. But Lewis also asks this question: what's your best game you have watched on TV or at a match? So, I mean, again, I've actually created a few videos around my best home games, my best away games. I'll link to them up here. The best game would probably be Man United when we beat Man United 5-0, because not only was it a brilliant memory, but it was also just a fantastic game. Like, we played really well, and it was a really entertaining, fantastic game. So I would say probably the best game I've seen, one of the most complete performances I've ever seen Newcastle play, was that Man United game where we won 5-0. Like, one of my most memorable Newcastle games, I'm not sure it was necessarily the best game. It wasn't a bad game, but it was, and I've said it again a few times before, it was when we went to the San Siro. I was really lucky to see Newcastle play in the Champions League against Inter Milan. We drew 2-2 in the end. Shearer scored both goals, and it was just fantastic. It was definitely the most memorable experience I've had as a Newcastle supporter. Kirby Donnelly, he asks me, who are your YouTube inspirations? That is a really good question, Kirby. I've got quite a few, really, and actually most of them aren't football related at all, actually. I think the first YouTuber I ever kind of became aware of was a guy called Mike Brown, who does photography, and he is awesome. Like, if you wanted to get into photography, he would be absolutely a guy who to follow, because his videos are so clear and his explanations are great. He's brilliant, and I think it was probably him that planted the seed of, I could probably do YouTube videos on something, but it took me a while to kind of realise what I might want to make videos about. Another YouTuber that I am definitely influenced by is a guy called Simon Wilson. He's a massive YouTuber, actually. He's got over 630,000 subscribers. He does sort of more general travel stuff now, but he used to do videos where he didn't have any money and he'd try and spend like 3 days in a city without any money. Those videos were amazing. But what I really loved about Simon was his production value. His level of production is really high. If you know me personally as well, I also have a bit of an obsession with the London Underground, and I also really love the London Underground sort of tube map and the artwork that comes around that. So I've kind of got this obsession with the Underground. There's a YouTuber called Jeff Marshall who makes videos generally about railways, but he's kind of focused specifically on the Underground. He lives in London, and a lot of his videos are about the tube and the Underground and stuff. And again, his production value is insane. His editing is just like second to none. Some of his editing tricks and tips and skills, if you like, is something that I kind of look to and to see how I can get that into my videos. So he definitely influences me massively. And just to throw a football YouTuber out there as a bit of an inspiration, I would say Thogden. So Thogden is a young lad, I think he's about 19 years old now, but he's been making videos for about 4 or 5 years. He's a Bolton Wanderers fan. He makes a lot of his videos with his dad in them. His dad's obviously, I think in his 50s or something, but I really like his dad as well, and kind of the chemistry they have between them is really good. But Thogden basically does match day vlogs when you can go to football, and he's grown his channel to over 300,000 subscribers. A bit like Simon Wilson and Jeff Marshall, the production level is insanely high. You might not notice it on first glance, but the way he puts his videos together is extremely good. His editing is good, and to me that's really important. Go and watch his daily vlogs from the World Cup in 2018 in Russia, because they were awesome. Question from Too Much Too Soon over on YouTube. He says, given that it looks increasingly as though we're going to be stuck with Ashley, Charlie and Bruce next season, what size of crowd do you expect to see for home matches? Really good question, this one. Obviously, when crowds are allowed back, let's imagine that's the scenario, full crowds if you like. What I would say is I would expect there to be a lot less season ticket holders. I think more people will pack it in. If we're stuck with Ashley and Bruce, there's just going to be lots of people who have given up. I mean, this season was pretty dire, wasn't it, really, overall? It was not a good season. We played rubbish football. Despite what the media are trying to say, we played bad football. We didn't play well. The club is going nowhere. And as long as Ash is there, especially now that he wants to go, the club is going absolutely nowhere. So what I would say is I think the crowds would probably go to our lowest ever levels that we've had in the Premier League, and I include when the stadium was only 36,000 capacity. So I think you could see some crowds in the 30,000s next season, and it wouldn't surprise me if that went below 36,000 at times too. But I'm sure Mike Ashley will try and give away lots of free season tickets again if that happens. Okay, a question from Kieran over on Instagram. He says, what's your advice for people who want to start YouTube? My advice for people who want to start a YouTube channel is basically just pick up your camera and start making videos. Choose a topic that you want to make videos on. Keep your channel to one topic if you like. So obviously mine's Newcastle United, but it's kind of football as well. So it's kind of within the same niche if you like. So try and pick a niche where you can make videos about. Your first videos aren't going to be great. Go back and watch my first video, it's awful, but it's still on the channel and I grew from there and I feel like I'm much better than I was back then. And my other advice is once you've started making videos, start looking at how you can improve your videos every single time, okay? So look at your production value, look at your editing, look at your lighting, look at all those things that make your video a little bit better each time and try and improve a little thing at each time. You don't need loads of fancy equipment to start a YouTube channel. If you've got a smartphone, you can start making videos for YouTube, okay? Lots of people do that. Lots of people are successful doing that. But the main piece of advice is just start making videos. But it's just about putting yourself out there and being consistent as well, okay? So make videos and be consistent. They're my 2 bits of advice. And Lewis also asked, will you ever do vlogs? The answer to that is absolutely yes. I want to do matchday vlogs. I want to travel to Newcastle games, make videos about them and share them on here. So for me, making videos on YouTube is all about getting out and about, being creative, shooting outdoors, and part of that would be obviously matchday stuff. I've got other ideas too about kind of challenges and travelling to other grounds in the country, visiting stadiums in the country, that sort of thing. And so yeah, basically I want to get out and about. I want to do vlog stuff. I don't just want to be a talking head like I am at the moment, even though I enjoy that. So the last question comes from Liam, NUFC 98. He says, if you're going to spend money at a local lower league club next season, will you do vlogs? So yeah, 2 parts to that question. The first is, yes, as I've just said in the previous question, I do want to bring vlogs to this channel. The second part of that question is, am I going to watch lower league football? And if I get time and I get the chance to do it, yeah, I will be doing that. So I do want to go to other clubs as well, maybe not just Newcastle. I live in Scarborough, so it'd be quite good to do a couple of Scarborough games. So I do go and watch them occasionally. So it'd be good to take the camera along and kind of capture a match day at Scarborough or other sort of lower league clubs, if you like. So yeah, the answer to that is yes. Okay, so that's going to do it for this month's Ask Me Anything video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll do another one next month, so get your questions, get thinking of your questions for that one. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you really soon for another video.